Let's light it up. AJ Lee is back in WWE after a decade, similarly to her husband CM Punk. Today, we're going to count down the 5 dream opponents she absolutely has to wrestle now that she's back in WWE. From shocking matchups to fantasy dream matches, I'm going to break down who could step up and give AJ Lee a good match and put on a show. But before I get into this, don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube. If you like commentary, if you like interviews with pro wrestlers and interviews with wrestling creators, subscribe to the channel, man. We got a lot of content, amongst other things. We got great rankings for you. So I'm not going to waste any more time. The first dream opponent that I think would make perfect sense for AJ Lee to wrestle is Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is a proven megastar in the women's division. There's been points where she was outselling even Cody Rhodes in merchandise sales. That's just a testament to how connected she is with her fan base and audience. And it's funny, WWE was teasing that Rhea Ripley might have been CM Punk's partner to face Becky Lynch at Wrestlepalooza in this mixed tag match. I think down the road, and it's no secret, Punk and Rhea Ripley are good friends in real life. I think that the road that can make good storyline material. I think I would envision Rhea Ripley sliding into the heel role easier since I don't think AJ is going to be booed by the fan base for a long, long time. So I could totally see a great story being told and a great wrestling match between AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley. And I think they could have good chemistry. And in some ways, it'd be a David versus Goliath, the smaller stature, more technically sound AJ versus the powerhouse Rhea Ripley. I'm with it. I think people would buy into it. Next, we're going to have to probably wait a little while, something like maybe probably 9 to 12 months. Naomi, proceed with caution, AJ Lee, because I think this would be competitive. I'd love to see this, man. Naomi's been around for so long that I think people forget that she even paid her dues in the Divas era while being part of the Funkadactyls and being on Total Divas. So I think they could tell a great story about surviving the Divas era and finally getting the freedom and the ability to put on a killer storyline together. To my knowledge, I don't think these two have ever had a full program together, so it would be a fresh matchup. Naomi's athleticism is off the charts. She would make AJ Lee look like $1 million. And preferably, I would love this for the Raw Women's Championship when Naomi's healed and ready to go. I would love to see this, arguably more than any other match on my list here for dream opponents. So Naomi versus AJ Lee. Let's make that happen, WWE. Next is a little bit of a long shot, but I think it's realistic in this time we're living in with returns and legends coming in the mix from time to time. Trish Stratus. We've seen Trish Stratus kill it with Charlotte. We've seen Trish Stratus kill it in the ring with Becky Lynch, especially that cage match that they had a few years back. I think Trish Stratus versus AJ Lee could shock the world and really be cool. It would be Attitude Era versus the PG Divas era. And I think if they wanted to, they could play off that a little bit. It would be generations colliding. It would be perfect. Like, nobody ever thought they would get to see those generations collide. And I think it would sell itself as one of the biggest women's matches in history. Um, Hopefully Trish Stratus could come pop in from time to time. I think she loves to do that recently. We've seen her pop in with that tag team match with Tiffany Stratton. So next time she pops up, hopefully it's to face AJ Lee. Next is the GOAT herself, Charlotte Flair. And don't give me that Charlotte Flair's on SmackDown or yada yada, so and so's on Raw, so and so's on SmackDown. The brand split's fluid now, man. I know we love the Ruthless Aggression era where it was a hyper exclusive brand split where you'll only see your favorite certain wrestlers on Raw, certain wrestlers on SmackDown. I, for one, like the fluid brand split. I think it doesn't handicap you creatively when you want to put on dream matches. Think about some of the segments, some of the best segments we've had recently. Um, if we were doing the hard brand split the old way, we would have never got them. Segments like we just had with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Becky Lynch, and AJ Lee on SmackDown. Even segments a few years back with The Rock, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins sharing a wing. When you do the hard brand split, I get why people like it, but it limits you creatively. But Charlotte Flair's the GOAT, you know? It sells itself. And Charlotte Flair, she's not like huge, huge, but she's really tall, and it would be a cool dynamic to see how she uses her size and technique and athleticism against AJ Lee's speed and athleticism. I think they could tell a hell of a story in the ring. And truth be told, I think the people would really want to see it. Not right away, maybe, because Charlotte's finally thriving as a baby face for the first time. I would say this is probably the most momentum she's ever had as a good guy. But we all know she'll eventually turn into that snobby 16 or almost 16 time world champ. And I think that would be the time to mix it up with AJ Lee. So Charlotte Flair versus AJ Lee. Let's make that happen. And last, but certainly not least, I love the character development they're doing. So let's see where this goes. Bailey. Bailey is the most underappreciated, underrated woman on the roster. I think people get too used to her consistency that we can overlook her. But Bailey's a living legend in women's wrestling. And this new character development with her promos and vignettes, seeing her go crazy. It's like the hugger Bailey and the heel Bailey and all the different types of personas are all talking in her ears. It seems like we're leaning into a little bit of a mentally unstable Bailey. Well, now we got AJ Lee back who went to therapy. I love therapy, man. And I think AJ Lee's the original crazy girl. So it would be perfect to see how crazy can these two women get. Maybe it pays off with a stipulation, a street fight. Excuse me, a street fight, a Hell in a Cell. I'd love to see these women run wild and see how crazy they can, excuse me, I don't know why I'm coughing, really get. So Bailey versus AJ Lee, I'd love to see it. So those are your dream opponents: Rhea Ripley, Naomi, Trish Stratus, Charlotte Bailey. Honorable mentions, I would say. One, she's not in the company, she's on the independents. I feel like Shotzi would be an excellent opponent for AJ Lee, but she's unfortunately not in WWE right now. And another honorable mention is Bianca Belair and Alexa Bliss. I think they would have a tremendous match with AJ Lee, but for some reason, I don't know. I feel like these five that I named, I think they would have more chemistry and more story to tell together. But never mind what I think anymore. What do all you beautiful people think in the wrestling community and Wrestling with Things Nation? Get involved in the comments. Tell me your dream opponents you want to see AJ Lee face. And I'd love to hear it. We got 565 subscribers right now. We want to build the community. We love connecting with all of you. So let's grow this community as big as we can make it. We give you interviews with wrestlers, interviews with professional wrestling YouTubers, great minds in the internet pro wrestling community. We give you creative rankings outside the box. So subscribe if you like all that type of content and keep up with your guys. Subscribe to us at Wrestling with Things. Peace.